Welcome to Keon's Cafe and Beyond. Today I'm going to show you how to make date filling cookies. In Mediterranean area, it's called Koloocheh, Khorma, Kolompeh, and Phoinikota. This cookie has two parts to it. It has the dough and it has the filling. What you're going to need for your dough, you're going to need 5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 unsalted butter sticks at room temperature, 1 cup plain yogurt, 1 cube of saffron melted. And if you want to see how to do best saffron freezing and storage, I have another video on that in the description. 2 egg yolks, half a teaspoon baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. For your filling, you're going to need 370 grams or 13 ounces of baking dates, 100 gram or 3.5 ounce chopped walnuts, 1.5 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon cardamom powder, 2 tablespoon vegetable oil, 2 tablespoon water or rose water. You can substitute cardamom powder for 1 teaspoon anise, or you can also substitute cardamom powder with 1/4 teaspoon clove powder. We're going to make our dough first. First, we're going to add our baking powder and our salt into our flour and lightly whisk it till it becomes unified. So now our butter, we need to mix it till it becomes creamy. Yeah, about like this. So now we're going to add our butter into a bigger bowl. And now we're going to put this aside. So now we're going to add our saffron into our yogurt. And we're also going to add our egg yolks into the yogurt. And then you're going to mix it till it's all unified. So now we're going to add our mixture here into our bigger bowl with our butter in it. And we're going to get everything from this bowl into this bigger bowl. And now we're going to unify it with our butter. So now we have all our stuff ready, and now we're going to add in our 5 cups at all-purpose flour, but we're not gonna all dump it in at once. We're going to dump it in by 1.5 cups of it 3 times. So I added 1.5 cup, and now I'm gonna mix it. So now it's unified, and now we're going to add our second 1.5 cups. So there's my 1, and here's my half. Now we're just going to unify it again. Now we're going to add all of the extra. This is just our 3rd time. And now we're going to mix it by hand. So now my dough is completely unified, and now we're going to cover it and let it sit for at least 2 hours. So now, while we're waiting for our dough to be ready, we're going to make our filling. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. 1 tablespoon. And there's 2 tablespoons. So now we're gonna add our rose water to it. We're also going to add our date to it. Sticky. We're going to add our cinnamon and spices. And we're also going to add our walnuts to it. And now we're going to mix it all together. So now we added our 13 ounces of baking dates and our walnuts to it and our spices. Now we're going to make 30 to 33 like little balls about this size. So, as you can see, I made 32 little balls of my walnuts and dates. Now we have to wait for our dough to get ready. When our dough is ready, we need to make it into balls, but bigger than these because this is the filling that goes inside the dough. So if you can't find baking dates, what you're going to need to do is you can buy normal dates that you could find at a supermarket, and then you're going to pit them. And then once you're all done pitting your dates, you can either get scissors and chop them up into small bits, or you can put them in the blender with some rose water and it will be ready. Not just rose water though, you also need to add oil into it and then blend until it becomes like a paste. And if you're cutting them, then cut them into really tiny bits so that it becomes like a paste. So now my dough is ready, and now we are going to weigh our dough. So I'm weighing it in grams. Each of these balls are about 16 grams. So now we need to weigh our dough and divide it by 32 to determine how many grams your dough needs to weigh. So I weighed our dough and I divided it. Each one of our dough balls needs to be 42 grams. So I made our first dough ball and I put it aside exactly 42 grams. Now we're just going to do that over and over again, 32 times. So as you can see, I made all of my balls of dough, and now we're going to flatten it, roll it out, and then we're going to put one of our other balls inside, and then wrap it up. Roll it. And now that we are making our dough and our cookies, I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. So now I'm going to show you the difference. So they all are the exact same thing. They all taste the same. All these cookies taste the same. The only difference in the names is because of their look. Phoinikota, for example, you press your fork down like this, and you go like this, and you go like this, and then you go like this. And if you want, you can sharpen up the edges too, like this. This is how to make Phoinikota and Matmul. If you want to make the other one, which you have to do for Koloocheh Khorma, is you flatten it with your hand, and then you do this like a steak, basically. Now, for the last one, you have to roll it up, flatten it with your hand, if I could have that, please. So my bad, I made a mistake. You're actually going to flatten it with a cookie designer. You just press down as hard as you can, and then lift up, and then you pull it out, twist, pull it out, twist, pull it out, twist. And then you just do that until you reach the other side of the cookie. Pull it out, twist, pull it out, twist. So as you can see, we made Phoinikota and Matmul, Kolompeh, Kolompeh, and Koloocheh Khorma. Again, Phoinikota, Matmul, Kolompeh, and Koloocheh Khorma. And now I'm going to put it in the 350-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes or until they become golden brown. So as you can see, we have taken out our cookies from the oven. This is optional, but I like to add powdered sugar and a little bit of cinnamon mix on top of the cookies. I think it makes it tastier and it enhances the flavor. And now it's time to try. That is a really tasty cookie. If you like this video, please subscribe and give me a like.